Dean joins us now. G'day, Dino. Good morning to you. What a weekend it is.
Good morning, Gareth. Yeah, this is sporting and racing heaven, isn't it? AFL Grand Final, NRL Grand Final, four Group One races. It doesn't get much better than this.
It doesn't. And for the racing fans and a lot of our listeners here, they enjoy the horses, of course. That's why they listen to this show. But they enjoy listening to our sporting podcasts and the AFL and the NRL market. So, like, a lot of people will be mixing up their footy and NRL multis or bets there with their best bet in the horses. So it's just a terrific weekend for us sporting fans. And we might start off with the Moya, which is the first of the Group 1s over the weekend. It's race 7 at Moonee Valley. Rothfire's at 7.50. Uncommon James at 4.80. Generation at 30-1. Imperatrice at $1.60. And Asfura is out to $7 now for tonight's Group 1. It's over the 1,000 metres. How do you read this race here, Dean?
Yeah, look, always a strong race, and we've had some big winners in recent times. Nature Strip, Buffering, Extreme Choice, Shield Ran, Cool and Gatter. So it's a good horses race. 5 of the winners have been first up in the last 8 years. The other 3 came out of the McEwen. There's a wide range of ages, genders, and barriers. 6 of the winners' career starts under 18. They usually either come from a 1,000 metre or a 1,200 metre run. 7 of the 8 prize money earnings over $1 million, so it's usually the class horse that wins. And also the runners with sort of the highest prize money index sort of ranking. So, interesting from a profile and perspective. Also, that 6 of the winners of the past 8 were a previous Group 1 winner over either 1,100 or 1,200. I've narrowed this down to 2. The obvious is Imperatrice, who was so impressive, and the McEwen, multiple Group 1 winner. Who'd won the William Reid to start before. But, she had a really, really good race shape, really sort of helped her first up. She might not quite be as fresh second up here over the 1,000 metres. Will she get the ideal race shape again? I think, they're the only questions. I think the one I'm really keen on is Uncommon James. He perfectly fits the profile of the winner of this race, all that sort of historical background of a winner. He basically ticks in every single box. He won the Oakley Plate last prep. He was second in the Galaxy. He comes into this first up. He was very good winning a Doomben trial. Around plus 6.4 the last 600, plus 10.2. The last 600 was the third quickest of the 113 trials in the day. It was under no pressure. He sort of maps really nicely for me here. You got some good sort of early speed like the Zoo Style and Acromantia will go really quick. Mass Flora will sort of push forward. I think Generation Rockfire might sit off them, but I can see Uncommon James trying to slot in there and possibly getting a 1-1. But he can even sit 3 pairs back if he wants to. There's Imperatrice and Inferno will get a fair way back. So I think they'll all get their chance. I think the track's going to swoop. And I quite like Uncommon James to knock off Imperatrice.
Yeah, I think that as we were having a chat to Mark Walker and Robbie Heathcote there yesterday on Giddy Up Stable Mail, their biggest challenge is to get these horses to sprint again over 1,000 metres after such a fast run, 1,000 metres for them first up and a track record time there on the McEwen. So whether they've been able, and both horses are better over 1,200 metres, I think that's a fact that you can't really dispute. So it'll be interesting how they go, if they can keep the spring in their step over 1,000 metres. I'm with you on Common James. I think Asfura's got a big chance. I think she's got Group 1 quality over 1,000 and 1,100 metres this mare, and this is her chance to strike, I think, from in a winnable Moya. She's at $7 as well with Bet365. We go to Randwick, I should say, on a Saturday. It's their big day there with 3 Group 1s and the Premier Stakes, which is at Group 2 level. But the first of the Group 1s is race number 6, and it is for the fillies. It's of course, the Darley Flight Stakes. Tis Invincible's got a wide gate this time to contend with at 270 with Bet365. Komochi at 6, Tropical Squall at $7. And then Molly Nickens, the Victorians, had good backing. She's into $6.50 now. And then Tata Levita, Chris Waller on his social media platforms, gave this filly a good push there late in the a couple of days ago, around $9. And then Unique Ambition at $10. Who wins the Flight Stakes, Dino?
Look at the last 12 years, 9 of the winners, 3rd or 4th up. The last 11 winners have all been off the T road. So that's usually the place to find a winner. 7 of the last 10 years, the winners were in the top 3 on the turn, so they're usually reasonably handy. The map's got, Tropical Squall leading them pretty easily here. should get a pretty simple lead. Tis Invincible, I've got nothing pretty easily to come across. I don't think he's going to have too much trouble from that wide gate to get across. You've only got Komachi and Miss Jolene that have much speed, and then the rest of them tend to get back. Tis Invincible has been pretty incredible in all three of her starts. She's just flying the stretch. She's on really good sectionals, winning all the three assignments so far. Her sort of closing, sectionals have been her best. And I certainly think that she's the one to beat. But I thought the two best runs coming out of the T-Rose were the horse that you mentioned, Tuta Levita, ran plus 4.3 the last 600 metres. And the T-Rose, that was the quickest of the race. And she's just a filly that really looks like she can settle a bit closer here. Joe Moreira's obviously a very, very positive booking, drawn better here. I absolutely think that she can win. And the other one that I think is a bit of a smoky is Unique Ambition. Blinkers on first time, just never got a run in the T-Rose at all. And James McDonald hops aboard for this run, so that's another very positive rider change. So it's an interesting race to play. In one sense, Tis Invincible, it's very, very hard to beat, but I'm actually leaning towards backing Tuta Levita, quite strongly, and Unique Ambition, and saving on Tis Invincible because I think it's a race in three.
So Unique Ambition 10, Tuta Levita 9, and Tis Invincible at 270 in the Flight Stakes. Then we move to the famous handicap over a mile, the Epsom. We've got the Inevitable at $7. Then we go to Converge at 15, Golden Mile at 23, Hope in Your Heart fighting now the Tasmanian favouritism once again at $7.50. Cova Leaker at $9. Nugget is been up and down in betting, back out to $9. And then we go to Democracy Manifest at $15. Rendener at $15. Waterford at $15. And then the rest are at a big price here. Who wins the Epsom, mate, in a wide open affair? Alentia, I should say, is at $26 as well down the bottom there.
You're right about it being a wide open affair. The last 12 years, 8 winners third up, only 1 winner second up. And there's quite a lot of horses coming here second up that are in the market. And so, that's interesting because I usually just rule the line through them. The other interesting thing is in every year where the field's been 13 or more runners, which is certainly going to be the case this year, all of the winners have drawn barrier 10 or worse. So drawing inside on this big Randwick mile is actually usually a negative in the big fields. The 4-year-olds have a great record with 7 wins, and Chris Wallace certainly got a very good record in this race as well. This was tough. I was really keen on Osipenko. I thought they were going to go here, and I thought it was going to be a chips in type bet Osipenko, and they didn't go. Then I was very keen on Pericles. It scratched. And there's talk that they're going to scratch Waterford because of the gate too. I actually thought Waterford was a huge chance here with Zach Lloyd aboard. It was a really strong finish last start, and Shannon ran plus 11.7 the last 800 metres, which was the quickest of 108 on the day. He's got a lightweight. He's got a top jockey aboard. I'd be all over him. The only query I've got really with the runner is all of his good runs in Australia have been at Rose Hill, and he's sort of been a bit plain both times he's run at Randwick. That's the only negative I've got for him, but I was keen on Waterford, but I'm still not even sure if they're going to run. Cova Leaker, I think, Derby winner as a 3-year-old, ran third in the Doomben Cup. It was disappointing first up. I thought the track was firm, sort of 1300. I think the mile at Randwick will suit him a lot better here. And again, you get the big positive rider change with Joe Moreira on board. So I quite like Cova Leaker, and I thought the smoking might be Duke de Stasa. I mean, here it's just so well back in the Doncaster last prep. Was only beaten 3.5 lengths. I'm wondering whether he wants more rain, whether he's effective on a dry track. Probably remains to be seen over here. But I think he's a horse with big ability, and he drops right down the weights here.
So there's a few chances in the Epsom this year. What about the Metrop? Because it's a different ball game here. We've got Major Bill, the Derby winner, at $19, has had some support in the last 24 hours. Benno at $9. And he's the only other horse under double figures, along with Mr. Waterfield, Mr. Waterfield's had really good backing into $7.50 now, but just finds an odds-on favourite, would you believe? Third up in this country for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Pott into $1.85. Rachel King takes the ride at 50 kilos with this galloper. Is he immoral in a Metrop, this former European galloper owned by King Charles? It was formerly owned by King Charles, now with a group of owners with my racehorse. So they are having the ride of their lives at the moment with this horse.
They are, and the wraps are huge on them. I just I cannot take $1.70, Group 1 2,400 metre race here. I need to see him do it first. He hadn't won over that trip overseas, and he's been very brilliant here in his wins, both at a mile and 2,000 metres. I sort of have to bet around him. The horse that I don't get the price at all is Military Mission from the same stable. Zach Lloyd again, who I just think he's going to be the next absolute superstar rider. Going to ride plenty of Group 1 winners, and I think now's the time to back him. But Military Mission 2 starts back was caught 3 wide the whole way in the Premier's Cup. Only ran second, only beaten a length, and then again he was sort of wide in the Newcastle Cup. Ran really strongly down the outside, ran the best sort of closing sectionals, and won that race, which is usually a good lead up to the net trot. I can't quite understand how this horse is $41. I think it's a really, really good each way chance, Military Mission, and a really good bet. The Major Beal, backing him in the Derby at about 50 to 1 last prep. He was second in the Chelmsford first up. He wasn't beaten too far last start. Ran him that sort of hot speed. It probably didn't suit him, and I think the tempo will be a bit more suitable for him here. Would have preferred a wetter track, but I think he's in the race. Possibly, one down the sort of bottom there, like with the lightweight and trained by Kieran Mara's Future History, who gets up to 2,400 for the first time. Been running sort of consistently well, and I think he's just the type of horse that could prove a lot. But I do find the price of Military Mission quite astounding.
So Military Mission around $20 or $34 there with Bet365. Major Bill, you're getting $19, and then Future History for Mar Eustace and Dean Yendall at around $19. You have a tip in the football grand finals there, Dean, before we let you leave?
I don't follow the AFL as closely, but the Lions seem to be coming right at the right time. But in the footy, the NRL, it's just what a game. Penrith and Brisbane have been so dominant for so long, and throughout the season, that's just going to be a cracker final. I think Penrith have won the last couple of years, have been impressive, but this Penrith outfit's probably the first year where teams really look like they can actually beat them. I think Canberra and Parramatta they weren't the sort of best teams in that year, but they made the final. The Broncos have been unbelievable. They won against the Warriors, was really impressive, and I actually think the Broncos can beat the Panthers.
Yep, go the Broncos. It'd be great to see Brisbane have the big double this weekend. The Lions into the Broncos. Great work, Dean. Enjoy Epsom Day. Enjoy Moy Stakes night tonight at Moonee Valley, and have a wonderful weekend, mate.
Cheers, Gareth. Thank you.
At Winning Edge Investments, our team of highly skilled expert analysts and full-time professional punters review the data, crunch the figures, assess the best betting opportunities, and deliver them to your phone via our app and your email inbox in real time so you profit. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com. Look at our membership options. Make your choice and enter the promo code PODCAST to receive a special 25% discount on your first membership just for listening. That's PODCAST in capital letters for a 25% ongoing discount on your first membership. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.